All right, welcome back to Concordia City Heroes. We have in Champion Select right now ETS-B versus ETS-P, the sister team battle of the tournament. We only have a few games left in the group stages. This would be one of the last three. I believe maybe one more is being played at the same time.
There's one game being streamed, well, not streamed, but played at the same time. And then there are two games left afterwards, and we'll be streaming one of the two. And
Very well.
Afterwards, we just have the finals.
Best out of three finals.
Best
So,
out of three finals.
This game, the next, and then the best out of the three finals for the two top teams. All right. And the winning prizes includes some
Money and some RP.
some money and some RP. And so if you're interested in Concordia City Heroes, do check us out on Facebook or search up the Concordia Esports Facebook page.
And so we've got Sejuani Zed, Lissandra Morgana band already.
Sejuani band is interesting. It's always interesting to see sister teams fight each other because you assume that they know each other the
Inside
best.
and out.
Yeah, exactly. But that's two jungle-focused bands coming out against, I think it is Pussy Fur. We did see Pussy Fur play Sejuani in the last game, or the game beforehand, I believe. Not the most effective, but seems to be a threat that the blue team has in mind, so they will ban that out. Lissandra and Morgana being taken out of the mix. A lot of lockdown being taken out. Oh, yeah, wow. And a lot of mobility as well. Zed and Ari being taken out, some of the most mobile mid laners, as well as Morgana, Lissandra, and Vi. Very good for making picks. So is Sejuani, actually. So, let's see what the first pick is going to be. There's a lot of very good champions up for grabs. Jarvan being one of them. There is also Gnar also as an option. Following this, I don't think Purple Team will pick Gnar though. He's not particularly vied over at the moment. Yeah, we do have Rek'Sai coming out. Rengar would be a really good choice too, but I've not seen this player play Rengar. There is still Kalista up for grabs. There is still Graves up for grabs.
Well, Italy, but
So-
they go with the Ezreal.
They'll go with the Ezreal and
And
the
it
Janna.
could be an Ezreal mid, or it could be an Ezreal
Yeah,
ADC.
so interesting pick, but there's a lot of powerful things up for grabs still. So let's see what the blue team has in mind. They already have Jarvan. Will they make it a Narvan? Will they pick Rumble?
We haven't seen a Narvan yet, actually.
No, we saw, I think, Nar versus Jarvan, but I think that was the closest thing we got to. And then they didn't even interact with each other. They just kind of waddled off in separate directions. Hovering over the Annie right now, that would be really good versus Ezreal. If you throw your fireball attached with the stun, it doesn't matter how far he jumps away, he'll still get stunned. So
Yes, and the Jarvan Annie combo is pretty.
that's right, it makes it really easy for Annie to
Awesome.
make picks.
And
So,
they insta-lock the Kalista.
Yeah, when you leave a pick that strong open in the early stages of the pick and ban phase, you just have to take it. Kalista is super strong right now. There's no
Very
reason not to
mobile.
take- Yeah, incredibly mobile. Also, most of her things are targeted. Like, her only not targeted thing is her Q, really. And that allows for a lot of easy damage onto somebody who's really mobile and relies on
And-
positional play like Ezreal.
And the red side is going to have to take some hard CC because that is the only reliable way to lock down Kalista at the moment.
And it looks like they're going over Nidalee and Blitzcrank.
Very interesting choice,
yeah.
Blitzcrank, because it's very hit or miss.
The purple team right now, I feel, is picking for their comp and not really minding what the enemy team does. That's great, but it takes a really special kind of team to pull off this kind of mindset when in pick and ban phase. You have to be basically.
Well, ETSB is looking for something to do against their sister team.
Yeah, they are actually.
So my-
ETSB is playing on the blue side, correct?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So ETSB playing really carefully with their picks. Actually, all three of those incredibly strong and works super well together. So pretty
But
glad
how well
to
are they
see
going
that.
to be able to lock down the Katarina?
Yeah, so they do need to
And now we do know
answer-
that it's an Ezreal ADC.
They do need to answer with one hard CC at the very least, a force move, knockback, or some hard CC, at least one. They have right now the mid and the top lane open. They could easily put that Jarvan in the top lane, but normally it would be a Jarvan jungle. Really curious to see how this Kalista is going to do. I love watching Kalista Annie lanes because you're guaranteed to see some bloodshed. But then you've got Ezreal and Janna. That's great disengage. It's going to be an action-packed bottom lane, so especially excited for that. And you know, given that their bottom lane is so fun to watch and that they're sister teams, that's also going to be really exciting to think about. So that's pretty cool. And we do have Cho'Gath and Pantheon being picked up, so they needed CC. They got CC. Cho'Gath sporting a silence and a knock-up. That's a lot to deal with. Not sure how that's going to work against actually all the champions before they team fight, though. Their carries are fairly good against Cho'Gath before the engage occurs. So Nidalee, Katarina, and Ezreal very good at getting out of Cho'Gath's range fairly quickly. The Pantheon, though, pretty interesting. I mean, if he plays it carefully, fairly safe in these matchups. Again, stun landing on Ezreal, even if he dashes away, is still going to get hit by it. So targeted things are for the better against champions like Katarina, Nidalee, and Ezreal. So I feel like blue team has the best chance in the jungle. I'm curious about this top lane. Not sure how it's going to play out. We do have
Pantheon versus Nasus. I mean, Pantheon will do really well against the Nasus early on.
This is the second time Hotkey Power has played Pantheon with teleport in the top lane.
And the Cho'Gath is also very interesting. Trying to knock up the Katarina before she can do anything and just out health her.
Yeah, definitely.
If you can't beat it, get more health.
I don't think he's going to be in any danger in the early game unless he messes up horribly. But yeah, Pantheon with the teleport once again, fighting a Nasus. So if he does choose to use his ultimate to move to the mid lane, for example, that would be a great use because then he can just TP back and apply pressure again onto Nasus and not let Nasus farm up. That would be great. However, I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. Could very well be that he uses his teleport to go bottom lane, trying to secure Dragon, as we've seen him do a few times before in the past few games, and then Nasus getting mostly a free lane from that. Obillo has been pretty strong, actually, been a pretty strong pillar for his team in some of the past games.
Well, yeah, for example, when he played his Kennen.
Yeah, and when he played...
that was a clutch Kennen.
Yeah, it was. And his Maokai was fairly good, too. We know he has the mechanical skill, he has the decision-making skill. If Hotkey Power is not on his A-game, it could really hurt his team because he's pulling so many resources out of the top lane if he does not utilize his abilities properly. His ultimate is teleport. So, we do got quite a pickle for the blue team. At the same time, they do have the Kalista Annie. That's a really, really strong team fight team, especially in the jungle. So I'm hoping that they can find some success there and make it a fun game.
I hope so too.
Which lane looks like the most deadliest lane to you? The one with the
Deadliest
highest.
lane, I think, is going to be the bot lane. It looks going to be like a big trade war.
I cannot wait to see that.
Other than that, I'm actually very curious as to how the mid lane is going to play out, because it's not every day that you see a Cho'Gath.
Yeah, I mean, it should do fine against Katarina. Katarina doesn't have a lot of good chunking, like trade power in lane, so Cho'Gath can regen a lot of the poke that she's going to throw at him, if anything. So I don't think Cho'Gath is going to be too worried, like you said.
And we'll be in game in 30 seconds. Just have to wait.
It is a pretty good counter, but if Katarina does use... Katarina can use better positional play to get to make the most out of Cho'Gath's short range. However, that would mean that blue team had to be spread out for that to happen. So as long as the blue team moves together with Cho'Gath, they should be fairly strong. Might force Katarina to buy Zhonya's very early because of that. Alright, coming into the loading screen, we do have red card Katarina, which is funny because she's also in this building somewhere.
And Striker Ezreal.
Oh man,
We're going full on soccer.
going full on Europe.
Victoria's Jana, Season 2 reward. It's a shame I was just starting playing back then.
We don't have a ref anywhere. It's unfortunate. I guess Gentleman Cho'Gath can be the ref.
You'd let someone that's biased on one team be the ref?
Yeah. I mean, if there's any problems, he could just eat one of the people.
And I don't even have to do anything for roles. They actually set themselves up perfectly.
They know you're streaming, that's why.
Thank you, ETS. Thank you.
Alright. Pucifer taking out the jungle Nidalee. Not starting off with any particular ability right now. I'm always curious to see what they start off with because there's a lot of debate about what's the best start on.
But
right
until you actually start or encounter enemies or decide to trade, it's you don't really need to pick up an ability unless you know you're Jarvan, for example, where you need the flag for the buff it gives. What?
You belong in a museum. 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 You belong in a museum.
That is Ezreal's taunt and laugh. I hope they never remove that from the game. So yeah, we do have just some, early posturing, just protecting the entrances to the jungle, making sure that there's nothing sneaky going on. Gotta protect those jungles, man. Kalista putting down ward in the tribush to have Kara 91 with no stun yet. That's curious. And, Italy. Start blue actually with her Q. So that's interesting. I haven't seen that before, but it makes sense. I can dig it. I'll try man. Oh, really harassing her from Pantheon. Yeah, this is a really good time for Pantheon to do what Pantheon does to Nasus because Nasus is really at his weakest right now. This is basically what we expect from Cho'Gath. As long as he doesn't let her do that too much to him, he can basically sustain his game more. And that's all he needs to do until he needs to team fight. You see Pucifer did do blue because he wanted to come out in the red side jungle to make a play. She almost gets Jarvan there, very close to her. So dangerous to face this lane with an Annie with a prepared stun. It's really dangerous to walk up because you can get comboed very easily and have a bunch of stacks of rend in you. It is really difficult playing against that champion. You do see Rek'Sai, not Rek'Sai, I'm sorry, Nidalee. Nidalee can pop up in the mid lane. Not going to do too much though, she's fairly low. She was fairly low. Good old 2010, 2011 sound effects. Do have a little bit of trade coming out of Ezreal. Nice trade. He was able to actually get off QW without really getting much back. We do have trades up in the top lane as well, but it's not looking good for Pantheon as he's running out of mana. We do have Nasus being taken pretty low. He has to be careful because Pantheon with his passive E can crit him just with basic attacks and take him out in a very surprising manner. Oh, very nicely played by Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath gonna have a hard time sustaining in this lane until he builds a Catalyst, but otherwise he's doing fairly well. Could even build a Chalice if he wanted to, but either way, it's fine. Seems to be winning without a problem, but shouldn't stay. He doesn't have coverage on either of his sides, and he's out of mana. It's not. I mean, knowing Nidalee is there, it's fine for us to say that he should stay, but at this stage, Nidalee is making her way. He just put a ward down now, so he's going to be alerted to Nidalee. Might be too late though. Nidalee could still land a spear, could still get the jump W. That might be what is happening right now. No, she's not landing the spear. It looks like instead it's going to be a little bit of a trade in the bottom lane. You have Kalista stacking Rens, but ooh, nice exhaust comes out right as the Ren proc goes off, so not a lot of danger. Annie though taken fairly low. The shield is onto Ezreal. Ezreal going hard. Can they get the kill? The exhaust is going out. The heal comes out from Kalista. She might be able to get the kill onto Ezreal here. Oh, Nidalee comes out from the shadows. Maybe getting the kill onto Jarvan, forcing him to flash and EQ away. First blood comes out for Katarina. Oh, but Nidalee goes down in the process. It's a 2-for-0 in the bottom lane, or in the mid lane rather. The bottom lane looking back to normal homeostatic levels. Not going too crazy anymore. But for a while there, Ezreal was really putting the heat on. Blew a lot of summoners actually. Everyone has blown their summoners except for their flashes at the bottom. Small gold lead moving up for red. Really, it's just out of CS as well. It's really just Katarina. CSing slightly better. Cho'Gath is having an easy time, but it doesn't really mean that he's getting every last hit.
Pantheon really needs to go back and replenish his mana, or else take over the lane, as he can farm freely since Pantheon has absolutely no mana, and he can just regen.
About 3 seconds ago is the best time for Pantheon to back because he still has his teleport and he could have frozen the lane in a preferable place, but now he's screwed. He just pushed up the lane, and unless Nasus is silly, he's going to push it up against him. So. Or he won't. Yeah, sorry, I meant the opposite of that. Freezing it, yeah. Unless he's silly, he will freeze it. If he's silly, he will push it, yeah. And but now see that's the thing. Pantheon's gonna TP back, but if you TP back, you're wasting your TP because there's nothing going on. We do see Katarina though getting knocked up, getting slowed, getting hit by the silence, getting hit by everything, but she does make it out to Shumpo. Pantheon actually doing the smart thing. He shoved up the lane to make a play bottom, but bottom had just left. Not great communication on that side. So he's gonna move up mid. Nothing to do mid. Wasted a whole bunch of time. He should have probably communicated with his bot lane beforehand to know where the enemy bot lane was, because he obviously didn't have that information as he was making his way down there. Now you see Nasus is freezing up top. He's been at that area for a while. So this is the punishment Pantheon gets. Now Pantheon is behind on CS versus Nasus in lane, which frankly in the early parts of the game should not really happen. Wow, ton of damage though. Obio showing that he has to respect the damage. He moves away. It's only a brutalizer on Pantheon, but it is a lot. Obio still has his ultimate though. Yeah. It was all about the bait. I thought he was gonna recall, but then he saw maybe I can bait this guy. So he does get the bait off. He's gonna free farm that a little bit and then probably go off. I mean, you know, he doesn't have vision anywhere, so it is a little bit dangerous. Doesn't know where Jarvan is. Nidalee gonna come down though, gets the spear onto Annie, but doesn't get the XP unfortunately. We need to make sure that Nidalee was in that rush.
10 gold right there.
Yeah, free 10 gold.
For killing him.
That's a 10 gold lead, guys. The secret to Kalista's W is never use it. Just use the passive. No, I'm just kidding. That's a silly thing. As far as I know, you can still teleport to them, right? You used to be able to not to when they made it, so you can. I don't remember anymore. Red team gonna start up Dragon. Seem to be taking it down to half health already, and the blue team is not responding. It's actually a really good move, but wow, Ezreal juking out, or rather baiting in Kalista, and he's going to follow her down. Nicely played, smite it! Oh my god, he doesn't have to smite it, it's top Pantheon, never mind. Jarvan is so far away for this, and they're actually going to get the Dragon and 2 kills and 3 kills out of this. Very nicely played. For a second there, when Pantheon was coming down, I thought he was the jungle. And I was like, God, it has 400 health, fight it. Nah, he couldn't do anything. He just came down to die. Oh, that's it. Pantheon is looking for plays, and he's kind of like, he has like the right like mindset. It's just he's not really communicating with his team about when is the right time to use his ultimate. And if his team gave him more instruction on that his champion would be like twice as much. So it seems like there's a bit of a like synergy communication issue going down. Yeah. By the way, here's a tip when it comes to these jungle minions, guys. Here's a pro tip: if they start the wind-up attack animation for the big creature, so when you see the red lizard throw up its arms, it's too late. You're gonna get hit even if you flash away. Jarvan ulting onto Ezreal, game getting paused for some reason. Yeah, a little bit of a strange gank, and Jarvan seemed to hesitate there for a second, so maybe it was an issue, technical issue. We're gonna find out soon, but yeah. So neutral monsters, once they start their wind-up animation, it's the same functionality as a cast in League of Legends. So casts, no matter what you do to somebody who's casting something, it does not interrupt the cast. You can throw Lux, or throw Lux, I mean, you can throw like Jinx while she's ulting with a knockback. You can do whatever you want with her. You can Lissandra ult her. She won't stop her ulti. So wind-up animations of neutral monsters act the same way. You can't actually stop the damage once they've completed the quote-unquote cast part of their animation. So it's not like that for basic attacks, though. Keep that in mind. There's a little bit of a DC issue, it looked like, so Nidalee coming back into the game. Nidalee picking up a Poacher's Blade, interestingly enough. That's a new one for me, but it makes sense. Nidalee could be a very good counter jungler. I mean, she has very fast clear, very fast mobility, great dueling power, so makes sense. But yeah, actually versus Jarvan makes a lot of good sense. You do have Ezreal being taken out there in the bottom lane. OBU half health against Pantheon, probably gonna have to be careful. We do have a video though, catching out Hucky Pow. He pops his ulti, he says, yeah, you thought you could take me, and then smashes him with Decane coming down. There it is. We've seen a lot of carry top laners this tournament. It's actually been making me pretty happy because I thought that was sort of a dead tradition. I didn't think people did more carry top laners. But you know, when your Nasus is winning in 1v1 duels against your Pantheon at under 15 minutes in the game, there's something weird going on, and that spells bad for the blue team because Nasus, getting really strong right now, has a 30 CS lead on top of Pantheon, on top of the 2 kills and 2 assists, so going to be completing that Trinity Force fairly soon. First, we are going to see Jarvan look to engage, but Nidalee's too fast, and Katarina has Shumpo. This is what I mean. As long as they stay out of Cataclysm and they stay out of Cho'Gath range, and both teams move as a unit, red teams will get the advantage most of the time. Blue team might be able to pull something off, and something being contested, or dragon fight, something like that, but otherwise it's not looking too good for them. We do have the red team closing in the mid lane right now pretty heavily. They're just leaving Ezreal and Kalista to keep it out in the bottom lane, but that's not really good for Kalista. She'll just get bullied. She won't be able to farm very safely. And in the meantime, the rest of the map is winning. Alright, we do have the answer in the mid lane from the blue team, trying to siege that. And in the top lane, Leo taking a ton of damage. He does have his ultimate though, so he's not in too much danger. Oh wow, but Nidalee does go down to the ignite. Very nicely played, catching her off while she was moving towards her turret, not respecting the damage. And wow, nice shield coming out from Janna. Probably an auto attack did it actually to defend the turret. And kill Jarvan with. So a little bit of a sloppy play by the blue team.
Almost looks like a Janna mid defending her tower.
Yeah, it really does. And earlier we got 0-3 Pantheon fighting Nasus and losing before 15 minutes. We got Nidalee dying to red buff. This is truly like a family gathering kind of disaster, you know what I mean? For these sister teams. So we do have Fate's Call being cast, but it's too little range. But the stun is still going to come out. Janna though flashing the whirlwind, but does not get out the true shot for Raj. Instead, Ezreal going to start doing work on this. Janna gonna pick up the kill into Kalista without care, and Ezreal's like, yeah, that one's yours too. I'm gonna take it, and she's gonna get the double kill. That's support swagger right there. 4-0 to Janna.
Most kills in the game.
What a beast. You have Kuranzao getting caught out a little bit by Jarvan Cataclysm, but Nidalee getting them pretty low. Oh, the knockup misses somehow. And Janna is there to defend. Can they get the kills? Yes, they can. Oh my god, one. Oh, so close. If he was only a little bit fatter. Unfortunate, but yeah, Pussyfur doing a lot of work across the map. Nasus snowballing his win into a tower. Pantheon ult coming out though. Oh, nice knockback from the Fart Lady. And we do have Pantheon following up Janna. Nasus being pinged out, but he's still gonna take the top tower, it looks like. Oh wow, he finds Annie. And he's like, why am I in melee range? This was a mistake. Oh my god, what is a mini-map? I don't know anymore. The blue team just being... Oh wow. This is such a strange game. I can't tell what's happening anymore. The mind games are too strong between the sister teams. They just know each other so well that they die to red buff and go into Nasus melee range. Is he dinosaur? I think he's just old. I think it would be more appropriate if Cho'Gath had the Jurassic skin. That would make complete sense. And then Ezreal would need the Explorer skin so that he looked like he's in Jurassic Park. I haven't seen a Dragon Timer in what feels like forever. I really look forward to those, because those always tell me, yeah, somebody's gonna die soon. I haven't really noticed where this Katarina's been getting her kills from, but she's been getting them somehow.
The animation of Cho'Gath. That's so good.
Should update it. It's been a while. But yeah, we do have Kalista completing the Runeans, has the Vamp Scepter, and then we have Ezreal on the other side, almost done his Trinity, and has a pickaxe with a tier on top of it. Ezreal looking really strong right now.
Went back for the attack damage. He has the attack damage, and he also has the
Yeah, that is for Manamune, yeah. It's smart too because a lot of players don't think about it this way, but Trinity Force without AD is actually wasting gold because half the reason why you take Trinity Force is for the 150%, 200%, whatever it is, proc. 150%. Yeah, it's from baseline. Yeah, but that's why you take you get more attack damage, does more. A fight breaks out in mid, and Cataclysm goes down. Unfortunately, though, it looks like Jarvan did not help his team out too much with it, and it's a 1-for-3 as Katarina is the sacrificial lamb. So they all do a really good job in focusing Katarina, but what they don't realize is Katarina is not the biggest threat on the team. The Nasus and the Nidalee deal more damage right off the bat. All they need to do is interrupt the Katarina ultimate. Once they interrupt the Katarina ultimate, there's no reason to touch her. You just touch everybody else at that point, especially the Ezreal and Nidalee. You really need to touch them. Pantheon's going to throw a spear on Janna. Get touched by Nidalee definitely hard. And Nidalee, maybe looking for dive. No, they don't fancy it this day.
Maybe keep a little bit of again, because it's not just one champion that is super fed that is set on the red team.
Yeah.
You have 4 champions with 4 kills.
Yeah.
And then Janna already has her
Aegis?
yeah, already has her Aegis. So it's already she's pretty hard to take down too.
Yeah, really the main concern is that they can't fight 5v5 at this point, I don't think. Oh wow, maybe Fate's Call coming out here. We do have Kalista trying to make her way over. Nope, she's not going to go for it. This would be a really good time to do it though. They don't see Janna, so they're kind of worried. But yeah, there's so much stats coming out from Nidalee and Nasus right now. That the threats are everywhere. But really what they need to do is interrupt Katarina, shift their focus, and shift back to Katarina again. It's really what you're trying to avoid is Katarina getting close, or anybody on your team getting close to Katarina's reset potential. Cries from the game room. Something's about to go down in probably about a minute. We'll see what happens. You have Obio coming out, slowing Hotkey Power. Going to teleport on out of here. Screw this. I can't win this guy. I'm gonna go bottom. Oh, but that is going to be a nice roam in the end. Cataclysm locks up 3 of them. Oh, the Anti-Tibbers comes down, but the Katarina ultimate comes out. She gets exhausted. 2 of them are super low. Super finally takes out Pantheon. Katarina will finish Annie, and wow, Ezreal coming so close to dying from Jarvan, and Jarvan finally being taken out. Here comes Kalista though. Kalista getting double killed finally, but Cho'Gath going to feast on that. Janna shutting her down. Can't land anything else though because the other champions are far too slippery and Nidalee is far too good at cleaning up team fights. So Nasus in the meantime, 4v5, just taking this top lane turret. When your team is this far ahead and you can confidently do 4v5 like that, that is not good for your team. I mean, Nasus essentially is a beast on his own. The fact that he didn't show up to that fight is really worrying.
Actually, Nasus is more. I actually personally think Nasus' power peak is at like a little bit more than late game because in late game everyone has like everyone can just kite Nasus, or in that mid game nobody has anything to kite Nasus.
Yeah, this is basically his prime right now. Like before Kalista can finish like a King or something, this is his prime. He would have to at least 1 or maybe 2 people come out. Yeah, well the thing is, the blue team doesn't have much good clear against a like. I mean, yeah, they have not bad clear, but it's still not very efficient enough to move to the top lane clear and come back mid lane. So they'd probably have to send, yeah, there's a banner of command on a cannon minion over there. Only taking physical damage, so we'll go down to that turret eventually, but can't be taken out by Annie. But yeah, so if Nasus does decide to go top, push down to the mid, they're probably going to have to send 2 people after him. Don't see their 1 person being enough to stop Nasus from chunking the tower. We do have Katarina though, just finds Jarvan, no hesitation, throws the Q and jumps all over him. And that is a 1 for none. It looks like it's going to be ETS Piranha finishing this game fairly soon. Oviedo rather, coming up with Nasus, throws down the ulti, has a lot of Ren stacks in him though. He's going to try and make the most out of this. Wow, 2 knockups. And Katarina goes in. So much damage. It's the quadra kill. And he goes down. Beautifully done. He just all over his keyboard and won. That's what you do when you play Katarina. Sometimes you get pentakills and you don't even know what buttons to press. Well,
Nasus was taking 4 people for a good amount of time and did not even have to really looks like
I don't.
team is gonna try to
I think blue team has a bigger problem on their hand. Yeah, I think blue team has the losing problem on their hand. I think it's a bigger one. They can barely get past the champions. I don't think they can touch the power team yet. So, yeah, I think this one's in the bag. If red team can just pull out one more fight, and they can still do it right now. Actually,
Katarina did not even hesitate to jump on the German as she saw that German
Yeah.
did not build anything.
oh man, but it was beautifully done.
Yeah.
There goes a shutdown, but that wow,
That ultimate was not even
AP ultimate.
it was just pure AD ultimate from
And
SC.
still took out half her HP. Just bloodshed going on between the two ETS teams right now. Red team trying to close this out. I think they're gonna make it. Chappy boy,
Running around, did not get
how
the
did I
fighting round.
wait? How did he not get that fighting point? The other few times he's missed it, I actually saw him miss it. That time, I think I saw the spear connect, but you know what? We'll just call it a freaking accident, right? There's not much more to say about this game, folks. It looks like the end. Looks like Katarina's going to take care of business. Fairly close. Fairly close to taking care of business. Kalista's going to take her out instead. They really need to stop playing around. They could really take this game if they want to. Top tower pushing in, forcing Pantheon to go up there. It's a teleport from the red team. It's Nasus coming out from the bottom lane. Just going to find Kalista. Kalista does get slowed with her passive dashes from Nasus' wither anyway, so she will get slowed. She will get caught up on. Wow, the spear barely missing. The ultimate from Pantheon. This is actually looking good for blue team. You want to catch out Obio. Wow.
Actually, the wither from Nasus does not affect Kalista that much considering the movement speed as she's always leaping around with her passive. And, like,
No, but
it's
the
just-
passive does get it moves slower
Yeah.
when she jumps.
It's still better than other AD carries.
I mean, yeah, for sure, but at least you can do something against her. So really good to keep in mind if you're playing Nunu or Nasus and you're ganking in face lane, you can slow her effectively. Actually, when she doesn't have boots, it's really a pain in the ass to be withered.
That minion is attacking so fast.
Well, that minion is gigantic.
And
So-
Idiot to scout too.
Yeah, it has Banner of Command. It's so threatening with its giant axe. It's like, I am Scion. It's still alive. What? So that is Banner of Command. It's an item that the Janna is sporting. Throws that on a minion and it makes them giant. Gives them a ton of attack speed, more health, and protection from magic damage, which is basically a big finger to and Cho'Gath. Red team gonna start up Baron. He's gonna call it Baron Cho'Gath.
Not even bothering
Look how cool he is. Just chilling. Throwing soccer balls in the pit. Oh! Okay! Kinaruzo.
You can't do anything.
Ye shall not pass. Oh, Ramiko getting caught out though. That's not smart. Oh, but he will flux over the Cataclysm. Gonna throw the barrage. It's not gonna hit anything. Kinaruzo finding Cho'Gath. Oh, but Cho'Gath finds her first. This is a chop. Yes, it is. Oh, come on. Yes. Ignite. There you go. Thought that was gonna be another tease. Here we have Kalista moving around very deftly, but Nidalee going to explode on her, I think. No, it's going to be Nasus instead, shows up Yeah, they have 5 members, not 4, so it's hard to keep track. But Nasus gonna do a lot of work in the mid lane now, and this surely could be the end if they wrap this all together in one nice, neat package. All right. Roman Coke didn't even do it. Look at that disrespect.
I think he might have a mention pop.
Yeah, he kind of stood still for a while, but he did basic attack, so that maybe tells us something. OBO following on to Pantheon, gonna get the Wither, and Roman Coke picks up the kill. It looks like the end. ETS versus ETS. Piranha looks to take the win over its sister team. Oh, Nidalee Puspaya going hard, but or rather, Roman Coke now being taken out by Chumpy Boy. Nope, never mind.
And the minions doing so much damage.
The inhibitor comes back up. They're gonna have to take this out.
Commander and Baron.
They might need to take this out. Not sure it's a smart idea for Ezreal to be this close to the enemy team. Kalista does not have Fate's Call. This looks like they could end the game.
Ezreal stays clear.
Very close, but no cigar. The stun goes through no matter what you do. Targeted, casted, all those things are mostly targeted. You can't really stop them.
Under their face.
They're looking for her Pantheon ults. They're trying to really catch Kirinuzo off. But instead, she's probably going to try and kill somebody really quickly.
I'm gonna try to kill him.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay! I don't think that was necessary. She just used her Shumpo though. Relax. We do have the Nexus turrets coming under attack. They're gonna have to defend this because it could easily go down to a super minion and a wave. This game taking about 9 minutes longer than it should. Piranha playing with their food, as Piranhas typically do not do. Just finish them very quickly. Hold it against them. Nice pickup for them. I think that's... No. No way. Were they? Yeah. That's their fourth? Yeah, that's their fourth. Okay. I was gonna say, I didn't see a lot of focus on Dragon too much this game, so I'd be surprised, but yeah. It's Katarina moving down to the bottom lane instead of going mid and finishing the game like she should. I need more farms, says Katarina. Just blowing people up in less than 2 seconds. We do have Home Guard Pantheon coming over, trying to make a pick while Katarina's gone. Oh, nice. Barrage coming out, getting hit up. Kalista's down for 25%. She's gonna use the face call. Nice knockup, actually. Buys Pantheon time to survive. And now, red team is on the backstab. They have to get away a little bit. If they're... Nidalee can't make more out of this. Shogath, oh, nice. Nice Cataclysm to keep Nasus in. Finally kills him, though Nidalee is probably gonna get away from this. Unless he has his flag, no, he doesn't. They're gonna have to go back to base and defend, though. This isn't the end of the red team either. Blue team. So, yeah. Katarina was not in the last fight. She can make something happen here. I expect the end of the game to be soon. Obia has TP. He's up in 8 seconds. They're probably just waiting on him, and then they're gonna clean this one up. So Obia. Where's the TP gonna come out from?
Kalista was so much attack speed. Jumping everywhere.
Toronto definitely playing it safe. Maybe too much.
Getting all the
Nasus not using TP. Decides to walk today.
nice long block.
It's the healthier option, you know. Save the environment. Don't use summoner spells. Okay, now he's gonna TP. Yeah, okay.
Oh, TP inside the base.
Nice TP. He's gonna get the Wither onto Cho'Gath. Actually, Cho'Gath taking down very low, very quickly. The ult comes out from Nasus. He's just tanking the tower. He is like massive right now, tanking everybody. Meanwhile, Nidalee getting in and out, trying to assassinate somebody. Katarina finally getting the kills down. The Janna ulti saving her just barely, and Cho'Gath still waddling around, getting chased by the dog. The Doge gonna put the pain down, and the final survivor is the Ghost Lady herself. Let's see if she can pull us into Castro. Never mind. But good game to Piranha. Very well played. Nice domination by Obia in the top lane. Bottom lane played very well. A lot better than I expected them to against Kalista Anulane. And GG. So we only got one more streamed game left in the group stages, I believe, and then the best of 3 finals. So we'll be letting you guys know fairly shortly what that's going to look like and who's going to be in the finals. So hold on with us, and we'll be right back.
We knew this was against team placeholder, right? Oh well. So now we're just missing 2 games.